Now, all this week, we've been handing out cheques for up to £50,000 for special projects right across the region.
And we've thoroughly enjoyed it. It's all part of the People's Millions from the big lottery fund. And you've helped decide who gets the cash with your phone votes. Last
night, we saw our final two contenders. Suffolk performers and artists in Stowmarket want to create the John Peel Centre for the Creative Arts in the town.
While at Chipping-Ongar, not too far away from Chelmsford, they want to set up a portable community cinema to take movies into rural parts of Essex.
So, which project won? Well, armed with a giant cheque, Victoria Lampard set off in search of someone to surprise.
Well, I'm here in Stowmarket, which is a bit of a giveaway, and I'm hoping I'm about to make some people here very happy. Right, if I just come over here. Hello, everybody. Hello. Now, I know you were really hoping for some money for the John Peel Centre for Creative Arts. We have something here for you. If you'd like to just unwind that there. We have a cheque for £50,000. What does this mean for you?
A huge amount, a huge amount. This is absolutely wonderful.
Absolutely stunning result. It just shows that with a whole community behind a project, we can move mountains. This is absolutely brilliant. Well done, everybody.
Lovely smiley faces all round. So that was the fourth winner of a cheque for up to £50,000. But not content with that, we had yet another one to give away.
During this week, we've shown you 8 worthy causes across the eastern counties, from Bedfordshire to Norfolk, Northampton to Essex, along with Cambridgeshire and Suffolk.
Well, they went head-to-head each night for People's Millions funding, and there were 4 winners. But there was an extra cheque for the runner-up with the most votes. So then, who got that?
Well, the lucky runner-up is the Northampton and Lamport Railway Preservation Society. They wanted People's Millions money to restore the only WM Allchin steamroller left in the world. And our man Neil Bradford was there today to hand over the cheque.
Well, they say the £50,000 is enough to get the roller done up for children to really enjoy it. Well done to them. Great stuff. In fact, well done to all of this year's winners and all the other good causes we've only been too happy to feature and give some exposure to all this week.
Yes, well, that completes this year's People's Millions. And if you've been inspired by what you've seen or think you know a group that could do with a financial helping hand,
then get a pen and paper at the ready as we prepare to launch another People's Millions with a bit of a special twist.
ITV and the Big Lottery Fund, with the approval of Buckingham Palace, are launching the Jubilee People's Millions. To mark the Queen's Diamond Jubilee, we're giving away 60 prizes of up to £60,000 each to the winning projects across the country.
ITV News presenters Mark Austin and Mary Nightingale have been at Buckingham Palace to unveil the Jubilee People's Millions.
I think what's surprising is actually really quite small changes can really transform an area, can actually lift a community way beyond actually the size of the investment, can make a real difference. And it brings communities together, and that's fantastic.
Over the past 6 years, we've helped give away £25 million of lottery money to nearly 400 community projects across the UK. For this competition, you'll need to have your project completed for the Jubilee year in 2012.
The projects on the ground are managed by people living in local communities for those local communities. So it's real civil society in action.
The following organisations are eligible: voluntary and community groups, local authorities, schools, statutory health bodies and social enterprises. Your project must provide opportunities for people to enjoy their local area, whether indoors or out, or improve local facilities for all to enjoy. We want to encourage projects that improve local places, improve the lives of people in your community, inspire local people to get involved. You can enter any time between now and February of next year.
And here's how you can receive an entry pack. Call 0845 010 11 12. Calls cost a maximum of 4p per minute, plus an additional 10.9p set-up fee from a BT residential landline. Calls from other networks may be higher, and from mobiles will be considerably more. Or visit itv.com/Jubilee People's Millions. Entrants must be 18 or over. Lines close on Friday the 4th of February 2011 at midday. Calls made after the closing time will not be counted but may still be charged.
So that's it. Get thinking and get phoning. Right, a big weekend of sport ahead. Top of the table rugby. We've got plus football derbies and a FA Cup football as well.
Yes, weather permitting, that is. It's all in Anglia Sport.
Whatever your game, enjoy it with Anglian Home Improvements, sponsors of Anglia Sport.
We start with rugby and a big game in the Aviva Premiership.
It's first versus second. Northampton Saints against London Irish in the sellout match at Franklin's Gardens, kicking off in just over an hour from now. David Golly looks ahead to that one.
First against second, hot tickets for a cold night in Northampton. The title won't be won or lost on the outcome of this contest, but victory for the Saints may give them the psychological edge for the rest of the season.
Irish, Leicester, which we beat earlier in the season, Saracens, teams like that, you've got to beat them to be up there.
London Irish are our nearest rivals, and we're not too far away from them, so it could be a bit dodgy.
The Saints' early efforts to ensure the game beats the Big Chill has paid dividends. Another sellout 13,000 crowds expected tonight. Keeping the fans happy has been tough for the players so far. Hopefully the rewards will come in May. David Golly, Anglia News.
I'm sure they will now. It's the first game football fans look for when the fixture lists are drawn up. The local derby, no less. And this weekend, it's the turn of Norwich and Ipswich. After a season apart, the two clubs meet again at Carrow Road on Sunday.
Ultimately, the game will be won, drawn or lost by the players. But the battle between the rival managers will be a fascinating confrontation too. Jonathan Blake reports.
Young, ambitious managers determined to bring success to their clubs. But Paul Lambert and Roy Keane won't come face-to-face near the dugouts at Carrow Road. Lambert's two-game touchline ban starts on Sunday, so his first East Anglian derby will be watched from the stands.
First and foremost, let myself down, let the club down that way, but sometimes you can't curtail it, and I done what I done, and you take the consequences.
Will that give Keane a derby day advantage?
I wouldn't have thought too much of a difference. I'm sure he still get his messages across. And like a lot of managers said, you do a lot of your work during the week, and then you've got to trust the players when they go out there.
Both have sampled big derbies as players and faced each other in Europe. But how do they view each other as managers?
Paul's done a good job, but he's a good manager. And I think, let's not kid ourselves, last year Norwich were never a League One team or a club, so the fact they've come up and had a good start to the season shouldn't surprise anybody.
I don't think anything really phases him. As I said, I don't know him particularly that well. As I said, when I've met him, we spoke away and had a chat, and don't have a problem.
And of course there's the pressure of trying to win the derby.
I always have pressure on my shoulders, or we do as a football club, which we should always have because of the amount of people that come and watch us.
You seem to be a bit scared when you were mentioning that word.
Because every time it's mentioned, everyone thinks, is he going to react to it, basically? That's all.
No. It's part of the game. You got to enjoy that.
We'll find out if Keane's or Lambert's view changes come Monday. Donovan Blake, Anglia News.
Well, from the Championship to the FA Cup, and 6 clubs are one game away from a possible plum tie against a Premier League side. It's the second round tomorrow, with much of the focus on our non-league teams still involved.
Luton Town's players warmed up for their visit to League One Charlton by showing their mows or moustaches in support of the Movember Men's Health Appeal. They also wore their commemorative pink and blue shirts to mark their 125th anniversary.
There's a fake one in there. Now, the fans of Conference South club Chelmsford City have been up for the cup. The famous old trophy was the star attraction at the clubhouse this week, with supporters and staff all hoping for a giant killing at Wycombe from League Two.
Realistically, we've got a good chance. You know, as good a chance as anybody. I mean, the playing surface is excellent up there. We do like playing football, so the boys will be really up for it. And you never know. You never know, as they say in the cup.
Well, the team's hoping to avoid an upset at League Two Stevenage up against AFC Wimbledon from the conference. That game is live on ITV1 tomorrow lunchtime. Also, Colchester, who face non-league Swindon Supermarine, 4 divisions below. And Peterborough at League Two Bury. It's the opposite for Northampton at League One Sheffield Wednesday. Highlights of all the games are on ITV1 from 10:55 tomorrow night. Well, before we get that all-important weather forecast and taking a look out there, we certainly need it, don't we? Here's a look ahead to the national news. Well, it has been a cold and snowy day for some of us, and you've been uploading your photos to our Facebook page. Thanks for those. This one is from Nathan Isbill in Dereham in Norfolk, showing his street this morning. Beautiful. Could this be the first snowman of the winter? Here's 2-year-old Dakota, who's also from Dereham. This was sent in by her mum, Donna. And it's not just children enjoying the snow, as this picture from Gary Elliott shows. Down, boy. Yeah, Gary also posted this lovely scene from Bunwell in Norfolk. Right, are we going to be getting some more of those? Let's find out from Amanda now with the weather. Well, if you're going to enjoy the lovely snow this weekend or avoid it, have a good weekend.
Yeah, and take care on those roads. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye.